You know, back in the day, Dean, I used to dump bodies after they pissed me off. Made my life a lot easier.
Yeah. How's it going? I tried to call Lang. I guess he's not around today. Do you know?
Well, I just, yeah, I don't know. I think he's, oh, I spoke with Pred and then he was assassinated.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yesterday or today?
No, today, just a little bit ago. I was just talking to Mac. I'm,
Did you assassinate?
yes, by accident.
Accidental assassination.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to go that way. But
Fuck's
on the
sake.
bright side, I am painting the picture that it wasn't just Basem that was hit, but it was also Drea and now Pred. Now, I do think to some degree, I think the cops, you know, are not going to look at the entire wider picture and what it could mean. At least based on the conversation with Mac, who is the second in charge on this investigation. Rather, they are going to focus on what is in front of them. And right now, it is Andy Jones, which, quite frankly, if she drowned or, as I mentioned yesterday, tied to a fucking car, dragged until she was dead, and then cut into pieces and thrown right into the ocean, then probably be the best option for everybody. But right, do people hear us down there? Because I hear footsteps.
Nah, we're good. But so what's the latest? Like, as soon as that meeting got too much for me yesterday, I don't really know
I
what's going on.
I have been mildly losing my mind a little bit. I don't know. Dean, I don't operate. I've never operated this way, right? Like when too many people know about things, and where
Yeah,
carelessness can get the best of you and whatnot, and how I
it's
had
not
a bit
best
of
to
a
do the planning after the fact, you know.
right. Now that said, I've had my own lapse of judgment. I'm still trying to work out like I this whole like family thing is fresh. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's a part of it's a part of my playbook that I've never read before, and that makes things sometimes a little difficult. Like I said in the past, if one of my guys there was a problem, they were offed. It's not really the case anymore.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, like I know that you were going off on Denzel. Is how close are you to Denzel personally?
Um, he's a brother to me.
All right.
But I can't shake the fact that somebody that I refer to like a brother was thinking selfishly.
Right. Yeah. I don't think anyone's denying that. Right. It's
And
just a huge fucking mess that has to be cleaned up.
and that's like the bit that it's very hard for me to shake because it's just I don't think he realizes that it's not just about him. And I had a lot of difficulty with that for a long time, coming to the realization that even my game has had to change. But he's been a part of this family for a long time, so it's hard for me to take a step back and wonder: did he realize? Why did he not think about what all of that meant when he made that decision? And why he is still willing to just venomously protect Andy, whom I don't care how much you're in love with somebody, what that actually means. And it's I don't know, it's hard for me to figure out what the next step is, quite frankly.
Did you guys get to speak to Andy yesterday?
No. I don't think her and I should be in a room together because I think I
Mm.
would go for her throat.
All right. So was this meeting with Pred today? This is you trying to paint the picture of the mayor's deputy who's being assassinated.
Well, I mean, it ended up going that way after someone just accidentally shot him in the head, I guess. I don't know what the fuck happened there, but my main motivation was I want to find out what the fuck happened to Drea. You know she was ocean dumped yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah. It was I told Lang like 5 minutes before she called him and gave him everything. It seems odd timing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Honestly, is it coincidence? Is it unrelated whatsoever? It's impossible to figure out, right? But then again, honestly, I don't know Drea too much. I know she's a hard worker and she's she's basically a very hard worker, and that's
Mm.
all I really know. You know.
It's just so here are the scenarios that go through my mind. I received a phone call from an informant. He's been tracking the police. In fact, he tracked the police throughout the raid that Andy had. That's how I know when it was taking place. That's how I know she wasn't there during it, and that her vehicles were searched.
Oh, she was raided yesterday.
Yep.
Oh, so the police got to her first.
Oh yes, and then
Oh, so
threw
they're
her
way
in.
ahead of the game then. Holy
Oh,
shit.
oh yeah, and she's in right now for investigative hold.
Oh shit. Is she protected?
To some degree. I don't know to what end. Part of me thinks probably the best course of action is to end a potential leak by having one of the inmates finish her off. A dead body inside the penitentiary. The OC workers. Probably the easiest, best place to off somebody if needed.
Yeah. Holy shit. So what stands out? Has he been questioned? Do you know?
No.
Ah,
However, I'm sure they're trying to find it. The other bit that I learned is that somebody was strongly encouraged to speak with the police about what transpired when Andy and Bjorn showed up at Otto's Autos. They saw something or they heard something. I don't know which of the two.
okay, the only name I have is Mila because she was at the garage when they showed up, when Bjorn and Andy showed up with Basim, and Marlo said she was asking questions, and Basim was very quiet about it.
And you know about Basim's relationship with NBC, right?
Yeah, I heard it yesterday. I still don't actually know where that came from, but
It came from me.
okay.
And I can say it with high authority that he likely was after Salim. I can't name my source. But he's exceptionally trustable. And if he alluded to it, it is likely true. It is also Salim's brother, and Salim, when he lost everything, well, they would have needed a place to put their funds, especially when he was deep in the negative.
Yeah. So this is a thing I need to ask Leslie, because if Leslie was aware of that, I highly doubt he would do business with him, like as close as he was. I don't think Asim could keep that secret from Leslie, but I also don't think Leslie would work with him if he didn't, you know?
The other thing too, but I'm very suspect that two things happened yesterday, or a couple things. One is obviously Salim, Basim's brother, whatever the fuck that relationship is. He was very passionate. In fact, I was very, at first I thought it was the fucking cops that did it. But when I spoke with him and said I had his back prior to learning everything, him and every one of them were ready to...
Hold up. Someone on the roof.
And then I fucking bent her over, right? And I poured a little bit
In the hot
of,
tub?
put a liquor on her, and poof, I slurped that shit right up.
Straight in the hot tub, just like that.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
Christ,
when you
you're a
got an
fucking party
ass like
animal.
that just sticking out, ready to fucking, you just want to bite it off.
It's interesting.
I think it was NBC that likely picked up Drea. And when I say NBC, I mean some number of them. It could have been Salim and a handful of people, or it could have been, all of them. It's hard to say. I mean, if I was in Salim's position, I probably would have done similar. I would have never pushed someone to go and talk to the cops. That's just not my style. I understand it's easy to justify, well, the mafia used to do this and that. Fucking bullshit. That's just a fucking lame ass excuse. The moment you work with the cops for 1 minute, right? Without some kind of like devious plan, if you use them to take somebody else out, you're willing to do a lot more. I'm entirely untrustable.
So my question is at this point, right, is do we actually know how large the web is right now? Or is it just so big that we can't even contain it anymore?
I mean, seeing how quickly things like sort of came out to the public, it's the best course of action is no action.
Right.
And unless that action consists of, I mean, really now it's See, so when I spoke with Mac and Pred, it almost seems like their investigation's dead in the water, if I'm going to be honest. And the only way that it's going to get lit back up is because people say things that they shouldn't be and are discussing things that they shouldn't.
Right. Did Denzel, was he convinced to get rid of the weapon, by the way?
Mm-hmm.
I thank fuck for that. I was going stir crazy when he was saying, no, I want the trophy. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
There's like 1,000 people in the city that already know, and you want to keep the fucking gun. I was like, why don't you go kill someone else and keep that fucking gun instead?
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing that just, it's hard for me to look at him and be like, you are putting all these people in the jeopardy. I mean, the guild, Lang, Tony, yourself, Leslie, like nothing matters. But what drives a nail through my fucking head is that for what? Because Basem looked inside his fucking office. I mean, these things could have been done a million different ways.
Yeah.
So what if he knew some things, right? So what? I mean, it's not like, I mean, he's the one who fucking chose to fucking put, get into this mess. He put himself in this fucking position. And then he's surprised when he finds out.
Not even that. Fucking Basem is one of us, like, we might rip on him, and I don't necessarily care too much that he's gone, but he was one of us, right? But Basem helped Denzel put him in that fucking seat,
That's the thing that doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I just heard that, well, did something happen between Denzel and Basem, like over the last 2 weeks, outside of Basem, trying to figure, I don't know. It just seems that way because apparently Denzel was completely fine with Basem getting killed as long as he got his money or something like that. I think he was waiting on a wedding gift or some shit. And wait, what's Andy's angle in all this? When did she come into the picture? At least to the point where she's instructing the guild to do shit for her.
Yeah, that's the bit that got me really confused is why is Bjorn torturing Basem on the behalf of Andy? Like, that piece of the puzzle to me is the biggest piece that's missing.
Yeah. It's also the scariest piece. I mean, my gut tells me that Bjorn did it because he was trying to help Denzel and was manipulated by Andy. Then again, maybe Andy and Denzel are closer than I realize. But I don't know where Andy's allegiances lie. Like, I mean, I'm on good fucking terms for her. I fucking helped to do some shit.
She's HOA, right? So, the allegiance is they're married, I guess.
Marriage doesn't mean shit, though. You know what I mean? I mean, motherfuckers get married all the time.
I don't know. Maybe when they got married, they created this bigger family. I don't know. I honestly, I wasn't at the wedding. I don't keep up with the fucking drama or that shit, but I don't know. It's a very strange one. The fact that Bjorn was helping,
Mm.
especially because Bjorn knows as well how important Basim is to Cerberus, right? Like,
Beyond
it's
does.
yeah. I mean, and I mean, like you yourself, you know, you're Cerberus as well,
Mm.
right? You because we have LSBN all together. You're pretty much Cerberus as well at this point. So I don't get where Denzel comes into the picture
Mm.
as we put him in the seat and Basim helped him get that seat, and then he guns him down in cold blood in broad daylight and almost
Mm.
exposes everyone and everything. I'm like, where is the logic here?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's hot. I think I said it yesterday, and I'll say it again. I think Denzel wants to die.
Why don't he fucking jump off a bridge?
That's exactly what I'm wondering.
Yeah, no, this is a mess, honestly. And that really, those are my two questions: is why is Andy and Bjorn torturing one of us in the first place? Second off, um, Denzel was put in his seat by the very people that he has fucked over and now killed one of. So really, those are my two questions.
I just don't. It's amazing to me how like something like this could just happen, right? Everything's been going so fucking smooth, and it just feels like there's no controlling this because there is no control when this kind of emotion comes into play. What if she was poisoned? You ever watch Romeo and Juliet?
Yeah. But you want to poison Andy?
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's an option we got to consider, right? I just don't know how Lang's gonna
Yeah.
feel about it and if he'd be on board.
Plus, we
But
have to go to her boys to buy the fucking poison.
because even if we get out of this mess, there's gonna be another one tomorrow, and there is no. I can't control Andy. You can't control Andy. Lang can't control Andy. Denzel can barely fucking control himself.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Denzel stay so hot-headed in that meeting yesterday. Like he didn't seem to appreciate anything that was being said to him, like anything by anyone. 'Cause, he was just very defensive about it all, and it's very confusing for someone to be so defensive when they've fucked up so royally.
Mm. I think that needs to be done. I because like I said, if it's where my mind keeps on going is even if this situation passes by, it's gonna happen again.
Yeah, I'm assuming Denzel knows Andy's in prison, right?
I would assume so. Yeah, he was there when he heard about it.
And if he isn't in prison himself, that means he's willing to stay in hiding at least until some of this blows over. So in prison is going to be the best time for us to get her if we go for her.
It'd probably be pretty easy. Little prison riot pops off. Someone finds her. Make sure she's not bleeding or breathing.
Yeah. Question is though, if we do that, and like let's say today, tomorrow, whatever,
Mm.
are we just bringing more heat to us because it's an obvious target?
That's I mean that's that's a hand we got to play, right? I mean, yeah, it's going to add a bit more risk. There's things that can go wrong. But what if this happens again? And that's the bit where I'm almost convinced that it needs to be done, and I hate to say it because I do like Andy. I really do.
Yeah, I mean she's a CEO of my one of my companies, I'd hate to lose her because she does a lot of good work. But at the end of the day, if she's capable of being so fucking messy, then that's just gonna make me look bad in the long run.
What if someone was put inside with her? Make it
Well,
look like
our best bet is Lang, right?
misdirection.
He's got all the connections inside.
Well, I mean more like misdirection, right? If there was
Oh, I
somebody
see.
that if that individual was in prison and she were to
Mhm.
die, then it would start to make the investigation look like maybe someone else is behind all this. And we already have the Drea situation, I'm definitely not happy what happened with her. But if Pred's been taken out, Drea's been taken out, and Basem's been taken out, what if someone's trying to make sure Andy's gone too? I mean, right now, this looks heavily political. Have you had LSBN
She is
looking
she
into
does work
this?
at City Hall still, right?
She does.
I haven't personally been involved, but I know I'm pretty sure it was Ursula who broke the news to us. I honestly
Hmm.
can't remember actually. I know Marlo was the one who told me because Mila told him.
If we. Fuck, there's just not enough time. That part of me wonders, like, if we were able to find someone that was. Their brain wasn't screwed on right. Right? Was easy to break, and we broke them. Made them believe that they had political, terroristic motives. Break them so much that we got them to get thrown into prison after stabbing someone, maybe a judge or something. And the moment they go in, we take out Andy. And what's left is her body and this man's. And perhaps his manifesto is left behind, or hers. And LSBN makes sure that that story that we ourselves concocted spread. Spread enough that you could not stop yourself from hearing it. That
Yeah,
any other
I like
conclusion
that.
that was made was one that would not fit the puzzle.
I mean, I like that. We have to fucking act quick on that though, like
That's the
really, really quick.
that's the problem. I mean, who's is there anyone that we could manipulate? Is there anyone like even remotely able to fit the bill, or someone that's willing to do this on our behalf?
To be clear, you're saying that they're both going to die in jail, right?
Yeah.
The only person I'm close enough to manipulate and do that to is someone I wouldn't want to do it to, but he's stupid enough to do it. Is Marlo, but I can't do that to Marlo.
Hmm. I
It
can't
also
think of
doesn't
anybody.
necessarily have to be as deep as that. We may be able to get away with sending someone in who becomes a target of a riot, and it just
Mm.
so happens that Andy gets stabbed in the riot.
Yeah. That
But
would
of
it
course, then
would it would
there's
there's
no
no
misdirection.
misdirection, right? I mean, it could be somebody that just takes the nines. Maybe somebody who is this somebody that wants to be the king of a city, will never be the king of the city, but could be promised to be a king within those jail cells.
Fuck, Basim would have been perfect for that.
You think so?
That's him to a T. That is.
I guess
I
let's
don't
chew
know.
on this for now. I mean, there's some options, but I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Andy's got to die. I haven't concluded on that, but that's where my brain keeps going.
So she's in investigative hold,
Yeah.
and she's already been fully raided.
Mm.
Do we still have the weapon at all? Can we plant that anywhere?
That's the thing I am worried about. I wish I had asked Lang. Lang's not always the best communicator, right? Like, and it's my fault as well. Sometimes I don't ask the questions, but looking back at it, I don't know if he witnessed it being thrown. And the thing that scares me is what if he went back for it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If he does still have it, then we could plant that somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
We could frame someone with it.
I am told that he got rid of it, but I do not know
Shit.
with certainty if he got rid of it, or if anyone witnessed him get rid of it, or if he may have, like, we don't know. Like, he could have went back and picked it up, for all we know. I mean, and I know that sounds insane, but you know, so's everything else, that every other fucking decision that's been made in the last 24
Is
hours.
it really that insane when it's Denzel we're talking about? Yeah, I'm stuck for options, to be honest. I think we're in a bit of a pickle, to be honest.
Mm.
Just give me 2 seconds, okay?
Okay. Man, if Leslie gets on today, I love this kind of RP. I love it so much. Yeah, it's intense. By the way, chat, if you haven't already, be sure to follow the channel, though it's not going to matter soon. Twitter.com/DosMedi. Instagram.com/Dos.Medi. TikTok at DosMedi. And Facebook.com/DosMedi. I did say it was the finale. You'll find out why. No bait. Zero bait. I've been setting up for a really big month this month. Like I said, was up till 3 a.m. yesterday working with Marco. Super excited to drop what is going to be a dope-ass video. Among other things. I'll probably put a little teaser tomorrow, and then Tuesday I'm going to release the video.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, Marco's... oh, no worries. I'm worried how Leslie's going to react. I don't know his... I trust Leslie, but I know Basem was very close to him.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we can trust Leslie fully. Well, I'm going to speak to him after the tsunami if you want to be there.
Oh, he's going to be around.
At some point, yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's going to be a good idea.
Yeah, I'll just give you a call whenever I link up with him.
Do you think, you have, I imagine you have keys to the arena, right?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that's a good place to talk in case, you know, we have to
We go up
restrain
to the
him.
VIP.
Yeah. All right.
Let me see if he's on the books.
Yeah, give me a call when give me a call. I gotta go make sure that people aren't talking. That's the thing that worries me the most, I promise. Someone says the wrong thing.
Well, that's the thing. Yesterday there was what 12 people in that meeting. We weren't even half of the people involved. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. It's the one thing that I always have to navigate. I back in the day, and even now, like when it comes to my my Pegasus boys, it's a do this, don't ask, because every individual that knows is just a liability and just another cog. Something goes wrong, you don't know who did what, and most of the time they're not the ones who have to clean up the mess, anyways.
Right.
Hello there.
Roof's a popular spot today, it seems. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, everything's gonna be fine. I know. I'm gonna go talk to Ray right now.
Audi. Me too.
Oh my God, Leslie's around. All right, let me go grab food. Yeah, yeah, you'll see. I don't want to spoil the surprise. It'll be cool though. Oh, I didn't have a card, did I? There is none. I'm teaser tomorrow and then announcement on Tuesday.